After blocking my girlfriend in a fit of anger, I suddenly saw a social media post from my high school deskmate. My crush finally broke up. Need advice on how to win her over. With nothing better to do, I became his relationship coach. With my guidance, he and his crush quickly hit it off. They made their relationship official in less than a month. Only then did I remember the girlfriend I had blocked for a month. But when I messaged her first, asking to get back together, she never replied again. So we lost contact and broke up without ever clearing things up. 3 years later, I went alone to Meili Snow Mountain. I planned to fulfill my final promise to my ex-girlfriend, then forget her for good, and begin anew. But I was caught in an avalanche, and buried forever at the foot of the mountain. The moment my consciousness faded, King Yama's voice rang beside my ear. You died far from home. You cannot enter the cycle of rebirth. I grant you 3 days to return home. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself back in the car. Beside me was my corpse, long since cold. I understood that King Yama had given me this time to settle my own affairs after death. Watching snowflakes whirl across the sky, I took the last photo of Xingwan and me and buried it in the snow. Xingwan, I came to see the snow mountain, but you broke your promise. I opened the trunk and placed my own corpse inside it. Then I packed it with ice chips and thick snow to keep it cold. After finishing everything, I also called Yuncheng Funeral Home. Once more, hello. I would like to arrange funeral services for 3 days from now. King Yama wanted me to return home, so I would drive back to Yuncheng and prepare a dignified funeral for myself. Once everything was arranged, I drove along the frozen, snow-covered road, moving slowly ahead. After several turns, I saw a broken-down car ahead. A man in a black puffer jacket stood in the middle of the road waving. I had no choice but to stop. I rolled down the window. The man removed his mask, revealing a handsome but icy face. Guwaizi? I blurted out in surprise. After the college entrance exams, I had never seen my high school deskmate again. I never expected to meet him here. Guwaizi was equally surprised to see me. Sinian, it is so great to run into you here. My girlfriend's car broke down. The insurance company cannot tow it until tomorrow. Can we ride with you? I hesitated. After all, I was already dead. Bringing living people along with a dead man felt wrong. But then I thought, if I did more good deeds, perhaps in the underworld, King Yama might reward me. So I agreed to let them come along. Guwaizi soon waved toward the car stuck in the snow. A woman in a black trench coat walked over. I froze in place. In the 3 years since Xingwan and I broke up, I had imagined countless times what it would be like to see her again. I never expected that when we met again, I would already be dead, and Xingwan would be someone else's girlfriend. As Xingwan approached, my heart trembling, I forced myself to look away. Guwaizi smiled and linked his arm through hers. Wan, this is my high school classmate, Sinian. Running into him today must be fate. We can head back to Yuncheng together. Hearing Guwaizi's introduction, my emotions were a tangled mess. I looked at the woman before me. Her girlish innocence had faded, replaced by a mature woman's poise and quiet intelligence. The words "long time no see" caught in my throat. For a long time, I could not bring myself to say them. Just as I was about to speak, Xingwan took out a bank card and handed it to me. Mr. Fu, this is for the ride. My boyfriend gets carsick. Please sit in the back. Her cold tone made the words catch in my throat. I did not take the card. Sorry, I prefer to drive my own car. You two can sit in the back. The instant the door closed, I heard Guwaizi mutter quietly to Xingwan. Sinian is kindly giving us a ride home. How can you act like you are in charge? It is like you knew him before. Xingwan's dark eyes turned unreadable. I don't know him. Those simple words made my heart clench again and again. I focused on driving, refusing to let my emotions show. That was right. Everything had changed long ago. Whether we knew each other no longer mattered. On the road, Guwaizi suddenly asked, Sinian, why did you come to Meili Snow Mountain? My grip tightened on the steering wheel. 3 years ago, it was a place my ex and I had promised to visit. So, I wanted to make the trip. After a long pause, Xingwan's clear voice rang out. Mr. Fu, keep your attention on the road. You cannot afford to put anyone's life at risk. Her sharp words pierced my long frozen heart. They also jolted me awake. That was right. I was already dead. What was the point of mentioning our 3-year promise to Xingwan now? Guwaizi shot Xingwan a glare. Sinian, do not listen to her. She has been strange all day. like she has been itching for a fight. But Sinian, once we leave Meili, where are you headed? Are we going the same way? In the rearview mirror, I secretly watched the woman I had longed for through countless midnight dreams. My voice was hoarse as I said, "No. When we reach Yuncheng, I need to attend a funeral at the funeral home." The atmosphere in the car suddenly grew heavier. Gu Weizi's expression turned solemn too. "We are riding with you back to Yuncheng, so we will go pay our respects with you. The dead deserve respect." I glanced at Xingwan. She stayed silent, offering no opinion. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel. I had no family, no friends. If someone attended my funeral, perhaps I would not leave this world alone. "Thank you." I continued driving at a steady pace. The snow chain scraped over the ice and snow, rattling loudly. Endless snow concealed the road ahead. In the backseat, Gu Weizi held Xingwan close. Unable to resist, he asked about my love life again. "Sinian, back then, why did you break up with your girlfriend? I remember you loved her deeply. Every update on QQ was a love letter to her." I fell silent for a moment. Her best friend called me her lapdog. She did not deny it. That made me realize it was pointless. 3 years ago, after college graduation, I pulled 2 all-nighters to design Xingwan's professional profile. I was just about to give it to her when I overheard her friends mocking me. Their words were cruel beyond measure. But Xingwan merely swirled the wine in her glass. She did not offer a single rebuttal. There was even a smug hint of enjoyment in her expression. It was in that moment that I felt it was all so pointless. Gu Weizi immediately pulled away from Xingwan's embrace and sat upright. How could those people be like that? That is disgusting. Then again, what a woman's friends are like shows what kind of woman she is. "Sinian, you were right to leave her." Listening to Gu Weizi's indignant words, I gave a non-committal hum. Xingwan, who had remained silent, suddenly spoke. "A relationship is between 2 people. Mr. Fu. That is far too flimsy a reason for a breakup." I did not respond. Gu Weizi beside her was already displeased. "What do you know? Some women just sabotage their own relationships and drive their boyfriends away. If those friends of yours ever say anything bad about me, you have to stand up for me. Otherwise, I will not let you off." Xingwan's jaw tightened slightly. After a long moment, she forced out one word. "Fine." Outside, the snow fell harder and harder. White fog blanketed the windshield. Visibility was poor. I turned on cold air to clear the windshield. In the backseat, Gu Weizi blew on his hands and rubbed them together. "It is freezing in here. Sinian, turn on the heat." I thought of the body in the trunk. I took several hand warmers from my bag and handed them to Gu Weizi. "The heat makes the car too stuffy. Use these to warm your hands." As Gu Weizi took them, he touched my ice-cold hand. His eyes widened in surprise. "Your hand is so cold. What if you catch a cold without the heat on?" I paused slightly. I was already dead. Of course, I did not have a living person's body heat. But how could I explain that to him? Just then, Xingwan leaned forward, stretching out her long arm. She switched on the car heater. "Mr. Fu, catching a cold at this altitude can be fatal. We are riding in your car, so you are responsible for everyone's safety." Hearing her usual domineering tone, I sighed inwardly and said nothing more. All I could hear was the crunch of wheels on snow. After who knew how long, we finally left the snow-choked mountain road behind and reached a town at the foot of the mountain. Xingwan looked out the window at the darkening sky. "It's getting late," she said. "We will stay here tonight." I frowned. "No. I have to get back to Yuncheng within 3 days. I cannot stay here overnight." Gu Weizi pointed at the thick snow outside, his face full of disapproval. "It is dark, and the snow is deep. Driving at night is not safe. We cannot put our lives at risk just to get there faster." My gaze swept toward the rear of the car. "I made my decision. I will keep driving. You to stay in town and book flights home tomorrow." The tires gave a muffled thud in the snow. The car stopped outside a guest house. I unlocked the doors and signaled for them to get out. But Xingwan hit the engine stop button, then pulled out the keys. The heavy snow had sealed off the city. All high-speed rail services and flights had been suspended. "Mr. Fu, you already agreed that we would travel together. Once you give your word, you should keep it." She got out and opened the driver's door. She motioned for me to get out. "Do not worry. It is only one night. It will not delay the funeral you need to attend." Gu Weizi urged me as well. "Driving while tired is dangerous. We still have to return to Yuncheng with you to attend the funeral. There cannot be any accidents." I had no choice. I could only follow them into the guest house. I did not sleep all night. When I got up in the morning, Xingwan and Gu Weizi were already gone from the room. Snow began drifting down again. Outside the window was a vast expanse of white. I looked at the sport utility vehicle beneath the carport, worried that the ice in the trunk, after the heater had run all day, might melt too soon. I asked the guest house owner for a bucket of crushed ice, then scooped up a layer of fresh snow outside, wanting to surround my corpse with another layer of ice. But the moment I came out carrying the bucket, I saw Gu Weizi and Xingwan holding a large bag, standing at the rear of the car. They were fumbling for the trunk latch. Sinian, I need to put some things in the back. My heart skipped a beat. Instinctively, I stopped him. Do not open it. The words had barely left my mouth when there was a click. The trunk sprang open. The black suitcase came into everyone's view. I staggered over and hurriedly pushed the trunk shut. Put your things in the front. The trunk is already full. Gu Weizi glanced at the black suitcase and muttered under his breath, "It is stuffed to bursting. You sure have a lot of luggage." He put the bag in the back seat and brushed the snow from his gloves. Sinian, let us go have breakfast. I shook my head. You to go ahead. I need to reorganize my luggage. Gu Weizi nodded, then took Xingwan's hand and left. After they were gone, I opened the trunk again. I packed crushed ice around the suitcase, then pressed a layer of snow over it. When I was done, I lifted a hand and gently brushed the suitcase's surface, as though I were caressing my own body. Sleep? Sleep a little longer. We will be home soon. Afterward, I returned the bucket to the guest house front desk. When I returned to the car, Xingwan and Gu Weizi came toward me side by side. Sinian, you never came. I brought you soy milk and steamed buns. Eat them while they are hot. Looking at the breakfast Gu Weizi offered me, I hesitated. Though I had a physical body now, I had long been dead. I had neither breath nor heartbeat. I could not even feel temperature. Could I even eat these things? As I struggled with it, Xingwan spoke in a low voice. Weizi burned his hand buying you that soy milk. Do not throw away his kindness. The moment I looked up, I met Xingwan's unyielding stare. Gu Weizi also looked embarrassed. Ever since I got together with Wanwan, she has prepared all 3 meals for me. This is the first time I have ever bought breakfast on my own. The sincerity in his voice left me unsure what to say. Thank you. I gently took it and thanked him. But considering my condition, I ultimately did not eat it. Once we got in the car, I continued driving south. The snowfall gradually thinned. Long-awaited sunlight broke through the clouds and fell over me, warming something deep inside me. After driving for 4 hours, we reached a Tibetan town. The navigation warned that I was nearing fatigue driving and advised me to stop and rest. I parked in an open-air lot. Gu Weizi eagerly looked at the scattered shops ahead, then took Xingwan's hand and got out. Sinian, Wanwan and I are going to look around. We will be back in half an hour. Xingwan glanced at me, then took Gu Weizi's hand. After they left, I spotted an ethnic-style photography studio nearby. Remembering I had not prepared a funeral portrait yet, I could not help walking inside. The owner enthusiastically introduced me to the traditional outfits. You are such a handsome young man. You could wear a Tibetan robe for a portrait session. I shook my head. I just want something simple. One seated photo will do. No need to change clothes. I do not need much. The photographer quickly took the picture. Looking at the color photo on the computer, I said to the owner, "Could you please change it to black and white?" The owner looked surprised. Black and white photos are considered bad luck. What is this for? I gave a bitter smile. It is for my funeral portrait. The words had barely left my mouth when a powerful grip suddenly seized my hand from behind. I turned around and met Xingwan's angry eyes. What funeral portrait? I had not expected Xingwan to appear just then. I calmly withdrew my hand. My funeral portrait. Xingwan's expression froze. Her eyes brimmed with scorn. Is there any point in deceiving people with a lie like that? I never thought my honest confession would be nothing but a lie to Xingwan. Whether she believed me or not, it no longer mattered. Our eyes met. My voice was so soft it seemed ready to fade away. I was joking. It is for a friend's funeral portrait. After saying that, I looked to the owner. Has the color been adjusted? The owner looked over twice in surprise, then lowered his gaze to the computer screen. Puzzled. Why has the photo suddenly become overexposed, sir? We will need to retake it. I walked over to the computer. The once clear photo had somehow turned completely blurry. It was as though something had obscured it. You could not tell who it was at all. I could not help looking at my faintly dissolving hand. With a bitter smile, I said, "Forget it. Leave it like this." I was dead now. Even if I took it 1,000 or 10,000 more times, it would probably still come out unclear. I was about to return to the car, but Xingwan stopped me. "Wisey wants to take wedding photos in the snow here. We will leave after we are done." Hearing that, I frowned deeply. We agreed we would leave after resting for half an hour. "Why do you suddenly want wedding photos?" "I need to get back to Yuncheng as soon as possible. There is no time to waste." Xingwan frowned slightly. "Taking wedding photos is a major event for Wisey and me. How can you call that wasting time?" Hearing her tone, I grew angry. "Xingwan, your life event has nothing to do with me. But this funeral is the most important thing in my life. I have to get back in time. It is only your friend's funeral. Do you really need to be this rushed? Once we get on the highway, we can make up the time." Xingwan sounded impatient. As the standoff grew tense, Gu Wisey walked over in a pure white suit. "Sinian, do not be angry. We will only take one set of snow wedding photos. We will change and leave right after. It will not take long." Looking at his faintly pleading eyes, I still refused. I told them to rent a car locally and take their time sightseeing. Marriage is for life. Wedding photos stay with you for life, too. But if it meant that after dying, I could not even see my own funeral through, then what was the time the King of Hell gave me even for? Besides, I knew Xingwan had to be behind this. After all those years together, I knew perfectly well that she never let even the slightest grievance go. But I was already dead. Why should I still compromise for this woman? Because I insisted on leaving. Gu Wisey changed out of his suit after all. He said they had already been at Meili Snow Mountain and taken several sets of wedding photos in the snow, so they could skip the ones here. For a moment, the atmosphere was tense. We all got back into the car. Gu Wisey yawned repeatedly. He wanted to lie down alone in the back seat and rest, so Xingwan took the front passenger seat. The ride was silent. The white SUV entered the highway toward Yuncheng. The snow outside had stopped. Fine rain, whipped by cold wind, struck the windshield and burst, leaving streaks of water across the windshield. I focused on driving. Gu Wisey stretched in the back seat and sat up. Seeing that the navigation showed we were nearly in Yuncheng, he suddenly said with feeling, "Sinian, it was so lucky that we met you on this trip. Otherwise, Wanwan and I would still be stranded in the snowy mountains. You have to come to our wedding." My grip on the steering wheel tightened. "We will talk when we get back to Yuncheng." But Gu Wisey did not catch my polite refusal. Instead, he came up with another idea. "Why not be my best man?" The moment he said it, Xingwan and I said at the same time, "No." At that very moment, the car jolted and slammed hard into the guardrail beside us. Bang! I quickly gripped the steering wheel tightly, barely bringing the car to a stop in the emergency lane. Xingwan immediately unfastened her seatbelt and got out to check on Gu Wisey. "Wisey, are you hurt anywhere?" Still shaken, Gu Wisey shook his head. "I am fine, but my stomach hurts a little. I think my stomach trouble is acting up." Xingwan immediately got his stomach medicine ready. I got out to inspect the car and found that only the front bumper was damaged. It was nothing serious. I breathed a sigh of relief. Just as I was about to return to the driver's seat, Xingwan had already grabbed the driver's door. "You do not handle pressure well. You are too easily distracted. I will drive the rest of the way." This time, I did not refuse. The closer we got to Yuncheng, the more insubstantial my spiritual form became. I feared I would not manage the last stretch safely. I could only leave it to Xingwan. I was about to move to the back seat, but Xingwan told me to sit in the front passenger seat instead. Wisey is not feeling well. He needs room to rest. I paused briefly, then silently sat in the passenger seat. Rain pattered steadily, blurring the view outside the windows. Once Xingwan had the car moving smoothly, Gu Wisey brought up the earlier subject again. Wanwan, why do you not want Sinian to be my best man?" Xingwan's eyes darkened for a moment, but she said nothing. Thinking of my awkward relationship as Xingwan's ex, and my body that was about to disappear, my voice turned dry. "A fortune teller said my birth chart is unlucky. I am not suited to be a best man." Gu Wisey had not expected me to say that. His face showed clear disapproval. "That is just superstition. You are such a good person. How could your birth chart be bad? Sinian, trust me. I am a good judge of character. Your future girlfriend will be as wonderful as you are. You will be just as happy as I am." The car swayed slightly. I instinctively glanced at Xingwan and saw veins bulging on the back of her hand as she gripped the wheel. My pale lips moved. Perhaps, I murmured, but whether I will be happy is something for the next life. This life of mine was frozen at 26. There will be no future for me. The scenery along the highway flashed past. A road sign showed Yuncheng was only 1 kilometer away. Just as my mind drifted, my phone received a welcome message from Yuncheng. Mountain views fill the city, and lakes cover half of it. Paradise Yuncheng welcomes you home. We will serve you with all our hearts. My breath caught. It felt as if a ball of fire burned inside me. Heat crept up from my chest, scorching me until even my fingertips trembled. Xingwan noticed something was wrong. She turned to look at me. What is wrong? Why are you so pale? I bit down hard on my lower lip. I weakly shook my head. I am fine. Seeing my body shake uncontrollably, Xingwan raised her right hand and touched my forehead. Why is it so cold? With that, she turned on the heater. Warm air rushed over me. Thinking of the body in the trunk, I reached out to turn it off. I do not need the heat. Xingwan slapped my hand away. She turned the wheel and drove straight into a highway rest area. You are freezing like this. Do you want to catch a cold by refusing the heat? Gu Weizi's soothing voice came from the back seat. Yeah, Sinian, you need to take better care of yourself. Let us rest at the service area first. After saying that, he got out and headed for the restroom once the car stopped. Xingwan walked to the passenger side and opened the door. I will take you inside for some hot water, then find a clinic and see a doctor. I shook my head. I did not want to get out. There is no need. I know my own body. Without another word, Xingwan grabbed my hand, trying to pull me from the car. But the instant she touched my wrist, her face changed sharply. Why do you not have a pulse? Remembering that Xingwan had once studied medicine, I quickly pulled my hand back. It is just cold outside. My pulse is simply hard to feel, I explained instinctively, not wanting Xingwan to notice anything else. My phone began to ring. I picked it up and checked. It was the funeral home. Avoiding Xingwan, I walked to the rear of the car and answered. Hello. We need to issue the cremation certificate. Could you confirm the deceased's name once more? I lifted a hand and gently ran it over the trunk. My voice grew hoarse. Sinian. All right. A family member must lead the casket into the ceremony hall and carry the deceased's portrait. Will that be you? At the staff member's question, I blurted out, I have something to do. I cannot come. The person on the phone hesitated. If you are not coming, who will deliver the body? And which family members should we arrange for? Snow began drifting down again, thin and scattered. I held out my hand and caught a snowflake. I looked towards Xingwan, who was also on the phone nearby. His friend, Xingwan, will deliver the body. It is in the SUV's trunk. As for the funeral and memorial service arrangements, she will handle them all. After I put down the phone, my body felt much lighter again. Xingwan, let this be our true goodbye. I returned to the passenger seat, quietly waiting for Gu Weizi to return before we left. But after Xingwan ended her call, she walked straight to the driver's seat. She got into the car and started the engine. Seeing that she was about to leave, I hurriedly said, Gu Weizi has not come back yet. Weizi will not be traveling with us. A driver will pick him up soon. With that, she fastened her seatbelt. I received a WeChat message from Gu Weizi. Sinian, something urgent came up that I need to handle at home. I can only have Wan stand in for me and accompany you. We can get together another day. I replied, okay. My heart was a tangle of emotions. Xingwan was already driving on the highway again. The car was utterly quiet. We could clearly hear each other breathing. I slightly curled my fingers. Then I turned to look out the window. Beside me, Xingwan suddenly asked, after the funeral, where are you planning to go? I froze. I did not know how to answer. Once the funeral was over, I would disappear from this world completely. Where I would go afterward depended on the King of Hell's arrangement. I do not know, I answered honestly. But Xingwan gripped the steering wheel tightly. Emotions churned in her dark eyes. Sinian, do you have no plans for your life at all? Have you just been taking life one day at a time all these years? I lowered my gaze. My voice was barely above a whisper. I guess so. After all, my life ended long ago. Every minute and second I have now is a gift from the King of Hell. Thinking of Xingwan and Gu Weizi about to get married, I thought for a moment, then voiced my heartfelt blessing. Xingwan, let me wish you and Gu Weizi a happy marriage in advance. May you be happy forever. The car suddenly jolted. Xingwan's jaw tightened. Sinian, What do you mean by that? When we were together, you never cared about anything in my life. Now that we have broken up, you are giving me these fake blessings. I had not expected such an intense reaction from her. For a moment, I was confused. Do you not want my blessing for you too? Xingwan pressed down on the accelerator. The speed shot up to 75 miles per hour. Now I am finally sure. You never truly loved me. The scenery outside raced past. The white SUV sped through the evening glow. I clutched my seat belt tightly, struggling to catch my breath. The atmosphere in the car was suffocating. I did not know what else I could say. Had I loved her? If I had not, I would not have remained stuck in the same place for 3 years after our breakup, or gone alone to the snowy mountains. But now, what did it matter whether I had loved her or not? I was dead, and she was about to get married. Was she not? A few hours later, the car passed through the Yuncheng toll station. A funeral home's hearse was parked by the roadside. Its driver waved at the white SUV. Xingwan stopped the car and lowered the window. A staff member showed his identification and said, "Hello, are you Miss Su? This is the memorial service list from Yuncheng Funeral Home. Please sign here." Xingwan was puzzled. "Why do I need to sign it?" The staff member replied politely. This was Mr. Fu's request. Xingwan glanced at me resting in the passenger seat. Silently, she accepted the form and signed her name in the lower right corner. After signing it, Xingwan followed the hearse toward the funeral home. The closer we got to the funeral home, the lighter my body felt. A long-forgotten drowsiness slowly rose from deep within me. I knew I did not have much time left. Through the car window, I looked at the sights outside, the traffic-packed intersection, the sunset blanketing the sky, and the towering skyscrapers piercing the clouds. Everything before my eyes. I etched deeply into my heart. After we arrived at the funeral home, Xingwan parked the car. I pushed open the door and got out. Fiery sunset rays pierced the clouds and fell over me, bringing a warmth I had not felt in so long. Facing the sunset, I saw my hands gradually turning transparent. This time, my fading fingertips did not solidify again. Dong dong, dong. The quartz clock at the distant train station chimed 3 times. The king of hell's cold voice sounded beside my ear again. "Fu Sinian, you have brought yourself home, like a fallen leaf returning to its roots. Do you have any regrets left?" I watched as the staff ahead handed my memorial portrait to Xingwan. I gently shook my head. I had long since lost all family in this world. The only bond I had left in my heart was now holding my portrait as she saw me off. This life, I had lived a full life. No more. As the words left my lips, I slowly closed my eyes. My already transparent body dissolved in the wind, scattering into flecks of golden light. At the same time, a sharp pain suddenly pierced Xingwan's chest. She looked at the memorial portrait covered in black cloth in her hands, utterly confused. "Why do I have to hold his memorial portrait?" The staff member answered truthfully, "Miss Su." This was Mr. Fu Sinian's final wish. Xingwan froze completely. Fu Sinian's final wish. She abruptly looked toward the car, only to find that I was already gone from the passenger seat. The staff stood solemnly into rows. Others wheeled over a transparent crystal coffin covered in flowers and stopped it beside the white SUV. "Please observe a moment of silence. Please welcome the casket." Someone walked to the rear of the car and opened the trunk. A huge black suitcase came into view. More than half the ice and thick snow around it had melted. Xingwan's heartbeat suddenly went out of control. Panic spread through her heart like wild grass. Unable to find that slender figure anywhere, she instinctively stepped forward and stopped the staff member carrying down the suitcase. "That is Fu Sinian's luggage. Do not touch it." But the staff member looked grave. "Miss Su, thank you for escorting the deceased home. On Mr. Fu's behalf, thank you for staying by his side until the end." As she spoke, she slowly unzipped the suitcase with her white-gloved hands. The black cover was lifted. Amid the melting ice and snow, my curled-up body came into Xingwan's view. The staff carefully brushed the shards of ice from my body, ready to lift me out. Xingwan suddenly cried out, "Stop." She walked step by step toward my body, the corners of her eyes growing redder. "Why did you put Sinian in a suitcase?" With that, ignoring the cold of my body, she gently held my corpse. She wrapped me tightly in her coat. "Sinian, do not be afraid. You will be warm again soon." The funeral home staff watched the scene, their eyes reddening despite themselves. "Miss Su, Mr. Fu died 3 days ago. Please let us take him." When Xingwan heard that, pain twisted through her chest. "You are lying. Sinian has been with me these past 3 days. How could he be dead?" Scenes from the last 3 days flashed through her mind. Every movement I made, every word I said. She remembered them all clearly. Now they were saying I was dead. How could she possibly believe it? Xingwan's trembling hand slowly caressed my cold cheek. They say you are dead, but I do not believe them. We had been broken up for 3 years. When we finally met again, how could you be dead? My skin was intact. Apart from my slightly pale cheeks, I looked no different from someone alive. Xingwan was certain these people had done something to me. Otherwise, how could a perfectly healthy man suddenly appear inside a suitcase after they arrived? Miss Su, please let go. Please hand Mr. Fu over to us. Xingwan's eyes were bloodshot. No, he is not dead yet. I cannot hand him over to you. Who sends someone to a funeral home before they are even dead? Xingwan's refusal severely disrupted the funeral staff's work. Besides, it was not right to leave the deceased outside. With no other choice, they called the police. Soon, the police arrived at the funeral home. Miss Su, the medical examiner is here. Please hand him over to us. Seeing them, Xingwan finally let go, though most unwillingly. Officer, Sinian was fine when we got off the highway. I suspect they murdered Sinian while I was not looking. You have to investigate this thoroughly. When the funeral home staff heard this, they felt deeply wronged. Officer, we followed every procedure. 3 days ago, we received a call telling us to collect Mr. Fu's body today. The moment they said it, Xingwan found it absurd. 3 days ago, Sinian had been alive and well. My boyfriend can prove it. With that, Xingwan called Gu Weizi directly. She told him what was happening. Gu Weizi immediately said, yes. 3 days ago, Fu Sinian was with us the entire time. We only parted ways at the last rest stop. After getting Gu Weizi's testimony, they followed the police to the station. Each of them submitted their evidence. After reviewing it, the officer told Xingwan, we will verify this evidence. For now, wait here for the autopsy results. With that, she turned to leave, but Xingwan stopped her. Officer, I would like to request the surveillance footage. A living person suddenly vanished and then appeared inside a suitcase. It left her deeply unsettled. At her request, the police did not object. Soon, the surveillance footage was pulled up, but to everyone's surprise, in every recording they could access, Xingwan could not find a single trace of me. How could this be? Why was this happening? Everything in the footage seemed to tell her that everything she had experienced with me these past days was an illusion. Just then, the medical examiner arrived with the autopsy report. The autopsy confirmed that Mr. Fu Sinian died in the Meili snow mountain collapse 3 days ago. Xingwan's ears rang. What did you say? Sinian really died? No, she refused to believe it. 3 days ago, she had been at Meili snow mountain when the avalanche struck. Everyone had clearly been evacuated. How could Sinian have been buried beneath the snow? After leaving the police station, Xingwan followed the funeral home staff back to the funeral home in a daze. They had witnessed too many partings in life and death. They did not blame her for what she had done. Miss Su, we are going to cremate Mr. Fu. You are the only person who came to mourn him. Take one last look at him. At the word cremation, Xingwan finally reacted. No, I will not allow it. Once he was cremated, she would never see me again. Xingwan leaned gently against the ice coffin. I have not properly said goodbye to him yet. You cannot cremate him so easily. The staff member sighed. By 6 this evening at the latest, we must place Mr. Fu in the cremation chamber. Please say your goodbyes to him. With that, she shook her head and walked out. After they left, the entire funeral hall fell silent. Only Xingwan's soft breathing remained. Through the glass coffin, she slowly traced the outline of my face. Sinian, we grew up together. You know what kind of person I am. You should know that better than anyone. How could you just break up with me? When we were children, you always followed me around, calling, Big Sister, Big Sister. Why do you not call me that anymore? Sinian, it has been 3 years. Why did you never contact me? Did you know I waited for your call every day? As she spoke, a sharp crack rang out. My phone slipped from her pocket and hit the floor. When Xingwan picked it up, she saw the photo on the screen. It was a picture of us from the day we became a couple. In the photo, I looked at her with smiling eyes. My gaze was full of tenderness. But now, my eyes would never open again. Xingwan tried entering her birthday. The phone unlocked with a click. Seeing that the password had never changed, Xingwan could no longer hold back her tears. Sinian, If you still loved me, why did you break up with me? When we first set our phone passwords, we used each other's birthdays. Back then, we said we would only change them once we no longer loved each other. And now, I had not changed my password. Did that mean I still loved her? At that thought, Xingwan covered her face and sobbed uncontrollably. As dusk fell, 6 o'clock arrived all too soon. The staff came to move my body. Xingwan raised a hand and wiped her tears. Can you take him away a little later? The staff member shook her head. Miss Su, all of this was arranged according to Mr. Fu's instructions. Please do not make this difficult for us. They had already let her stay until 6. They could not wait any longer. Mr. Fu's instructions? So I had already arranged everything for after my death. Xingwan clutched my phone tightly. It felt as though her heart had split open, the pain piercing her to the core. Soon, they wheeled me into the cremation room. Xingwan silently held my memorial portrait. She stayed through the entire process. Only then did she learn that I had even prepared my own burial plot. Rain poured from the sky, falling onto Xingwan, each drop carved into her like a chisel and blade. She stood quietly in the rain before my grave all night. Everything felt like a dream. She wondered, when this dream ended, would she finally wake up? And would I return to her side? As she thought this, footsteps sounded behind her. Xingwan, why did you go to Meili Snow Mountain in the first place? Xingwan turned around and looked at Guwaizi behind her. I went to keep a promise made 3 years ago. To keep our promise. But in the end, we still missed each other. We had agreed that 3 years after our breakup, we would visit Meili Snow Mountain to see the snow. I never imagined that promise would cost me my life. Guwaizi looked into Xingwan's red-rimmed eyes and lightly bit his lower lip. So, you did not take me to Meili on purpose that day? Xingwan nodded. Yes, she had only been angry that for 3 years after our breakup, I had blocked her for all 3 years. After we broke up, she sent me more than a dozen WeChat messages every day. But every message came back with a red exclamation mark. At first, she thought I was merely angry that she had not stood by my side. But as the days passed, she finally realized I truly meant it, and I kept her blocked for a full 3 years. To prove a point, she brought Guwaizi to keep the appointment. She wanted to make me jealous, but things ended in the last way she ever wanted. Guwaizi gave a bitter laugh. Then who have you loved these past 2 years? Xingwan gently stroked my phone. I am sorry. From beginning to end, I was the only one she loved. After I left, she spent every day and night in bars, drinking herself senseless. She only wanted to forget the man who had abandoned her. But the more she drank, the deeper my image was etched into her heart. To pull her out of her downward spiral, Ms. Lin brought Guwaizi into her life. 1-1. The best way to forget someone is to start a new relationship. Why not give me a chance? She did not want to lie to herself, nor did she want to lead Guwaizi on. So she rejected him outright. I do not want to lead you on. You should find someone who loves you. But after that, he shadowed her everywhere she went. No matter where she went, he went to. Whenever she drank herself unconscious, he silently took care of her. He never uttered a word of complaint. 2 or 3 months passed like that. Xingwan got drunk again, and Guwaizi took her to a hotel. When she woke up, he was lying beside her, wearing my pajamas. There was even a streak of red on the sheets. At first, she wanted to run away. She felt she had betrayed me, and betrayed Guwaizi as well. Guwaizi, what are you doing? But he sat on the edge of the bed, weeping. I wanted all of this. I just love you too much. Even forced love can turn sweet. Please let me be your boyfriend. What happened had already happened. No amount of talking could change it. Xingwan looked at the man before her. In the end, she could only give in. I will try to love you. After that, the Gu and Zhu families forged a marriage alliance. Xingwan officially entered a new relationship. She began fulfilling her duties as Guwaizi's girlfriend. But that fragile peace was completely shattered the day she saw me. Even after 3 years, she still could not forget me. The sky gradually brightened. Seeing Xingwan's expression, Guwaizi's heart slowly sank to the depths. Then, these past 2 years, did you ever love me at all? Even just a little? Xingwan looked up at him. Once again, she said, I am sorry. Guwaizi clenched his fists. These past 3 years, your kindness to me, your meticulous care for me. What did it all mean? Remembering their sweet moments, his whole heart trembled. He thought that after 2 years, Xingwan would at least have feelings for him. But unexpectedly, she still could not love him. Xingwan lowered her head and looked at my tombstone. Her voice was hoarse. Huizi, let's break up. She had spent 2 years trying to begin a new relationship. But when she saw me again, she finally realized she had never truly let me go. She did not want to keep deceiving herself. I will not agree to this. Gu Huizi shouted. You were the one who promised to take responsibility for me and treat me well. What is this breakup supposed to mean now? Gu Huizi had liked Xingwan since college. But back then, she had a boyfriend she kept well hidden. So he never approached to disturb her. Later, he heard that we had broken up, and that Xingwan was still drinking herself numb over love. He tried every possible way to get close to her. He had his father do business with the Zhu family, so he would have more chances to see her. To make Xingwan his girlfriend, he devoted all his effort. He even went so far as to wear Fu Sinian's pajamas. In the end, he got together with Xingwan just as he had imagined. But 2 years later, reality told him it had all been nothing but an illusion. Huizi, I do not want to hold you back. Breaking up is what is best for you. After Xingwan said that, Gu Huizi suddenly pulled out a medical test report. You are pregnant. Xingwan frowned tightly. That is impossible. I had my period just a few days ago. Gu Huizi lowered his head, his voice thick with emotion. That might not have been your period. It was likely a threatened miscarriage. Xingwan froze for a moment, then continued. Even if it was a threatened miscarriage, after that time 2 years ago, I never let you touch me again. How could I possibly be pregnant? Gu Huizi pressed his lips together. A month and a half ago, you got drunk again. Xingwan scoffed. You wore his pajamas again, did you not? She knew her own limits with alcohol, and she knew exactly whom she loved. If she had not mistaken Gu Huizi for me, she would never have touched him. Gu Huizi tightly gripped the hem of his clothes. Wan, I am your boyfriend now. Xingwan rubbed her temples. But I have tried for 2 years. I still cannot forget him. And I cannot love you either. I will terminate the pregnancy. A forced love can never be sweet. I should not hold you back. With that, Xingwan walked out of the cemetery. After she had gone quite far, Gu Huizi's voice came from behind her. I can wait. Whether it is 2 years, 5 years, or 10. I can wait. There is no reason for loving someone. He simply loves Xingwan, with no reason at all. After leaving the cemetery, Xingwan went to a jewelry store and collected a ring made with some of my ashes. Then she drove onto the highway. She was going to uncover the truth behind my death. She did not believe that I had really died 3 days ago. The car sped down the road. She drove, stopping and starting along the way. She checked surveillance footage from toll stations and every rest stop where we had parked. But no matter where she looked, none of the footage showed any trace of me. Her car passed the place where we had crashed. Xingwan stopped and stared at the guardrail dented by the impact. Her heart was a tangled mess of emotions. During all the years we were together, I would get angry if she gave another man even one extra glance. I would tug hard on her ear and say, look again, and I will pull your ear right off. But during the crash, she deliberately fussed over Gu Huizi with concern. Yet I did not care at all. I did not care that she was concerned for another man, or that she had ignored my existence these past few days. When we were in love, we were not like this. After standing there in the cold wind for a long time, Xingwan finally drove to the photo studio. We had taken our wedding photos here. My memorial portrait had also been edited here. There had to be a record of me here. Disappointment had piled up again and again along the way. As she pushed open the studio door, her heart pounded like a drum. Nervously, she walked inside. Xingwan walked over to the studio owner. Ma'am, do you remember the man who came here 2 days ago to have a photo changed to black and white? A black and white photo. Is that not a memorial portrait? This is a portrait studio. Who comes here for memorial photos? The owner frowned at Xingwan, as if she were a fool. He was not taking a memorial photo. He wanted an existing photo changed to black and white. Xingwan explained. The owner shook her head. I cannot remember. Probably not. At those words, Xingwan's whole body trembled. How could you not remember? He was standing right here. I was beside him. You even said the photo was overexposed and could not be used. As she spoke, she stared at the owner without blinking, missing none of the expressions on her face. But she was disappointed again. This is a tourist area, with so many people coming through every day. I really do not remember. How could she not remember? How could that be? Xingwan murmured. After driving through the night, her face was deathly pale. The surveillance footage. I want to see your store's surveillance footage. She had to find me, to prove that I had existed. Helplessly, the owner could only take her to the surveillance room. Xingwan skillfully adjusted the footage, setting the date to the day we came. She reviewed the recordings bit by bit, but the more she watched, the more panicked she became. In the surveillance footage, every trace of me seemed to have been erased. The footage of her and me had become her telling the owner to have the photographer take beautiful wedding photos of Gu Weizi. Could someone really vanish from the world without warning, without leaving even a trace they had existed? After turning off the footage, Xingwan felt as though a sharp blade were twisting non-stop in her heart. She had missed him for 3 years. She had finally seen the man buried deep in her heart, only to be told he was dead. Xingwan clutched the ring around her neck, pain surging through her heart like a stormy sea. She did not stop for even a moment. She headed back to the guest house. She refused to believe that no camera had captured me. Outside, the snow fell harder and harder, but Xingwan felt her heart was far colder than the snow. When she arrived, the guest house owner recognized her at once. "Miss Su, did you not go back to Yuncheng with your boyfriend?" It was the first time anyone had recognized her. A flicker of hope rose in Xingwan's heart. "Ma'am, you remember the 2 men who came with me, right?" Hearing that, the owner asked in surprise. "2 men? Only 1 man was with you." Xingwan's grip on the ring tightened. "Ma'am, you are mistaken. I came here with 2 men. Rooms were scarce then. We could only get 1 room with 2 beds." She clearly described what had happened to the owner. The more she explained, the more surprised the owner became. "You did book a twin room, but there really was only 1 man with you." As she spoke, the owner pulled up the surveillance footage. From the moment Xingwan entered, until she went into her room, Gu Weizi was the only one beside her. Xingwan replayed the footage over and over, her heart twisting into a knot. How could this be? Before, I was only missing from the footage. How had even people who knew me forgotten me? As if someone had forcibly erased every memory of my existence. Leaving the guest house, Xingwan got back into the car. "Sinian, what is going on? It seems everyone has forgotten you." Xingwan slumped over the steering wheel, looking as though she had aged 10 years. To love someone takes only a moment, but to forget someone takes a lifetime. She knew she might never forget me. "Sinian, we promised to meet at Meili Snow Mountain. It is just a shame we did not meet on the mountain, but it is all right. I will take you there now." At the foot of the snow mountain, the cold was biting, yet Xingwan seemed not to feel it. Clutching the ring, she walked deeper in, 1 step at a time. She had not gone far before someone stopped her. "Miss, we have detected possible avalanches in the coming days. Please do not go up there." They had been keeping order here for days. The crowds had all been evacuated. Only the occasional unaware tourists still came by. She assumed Xingwan was another tourist. She thought a brief warning would send her away. But Xingwan merely said, "I understand." She continued toward the summit. Nothing could stop her. The icy wind howled around her, but she barely noticed. Only one voice kept urging her onward. "Xingwan, I am waiting for you at the summit. You have to come." Xingwan gently kissed the ring. "Sinian, wait for me." The snow fell ever harder. Great flakes drifted onto her, wrapping her like a snowman. Without food or water, she trekked for 3 days and nights. Not until the morning of the 4th day did she reach the place we had agreed on. The snow had stopped. The first ray of morning sunlight broke through the clouds and spilled over the snow mountain. Golden light blanketed the mountaintop, breathing life into every flake of snow. She carefully cradled the ring in her palm and spoke reverently. "Sinian, look, the sunrise has turned the mountain gold. We finally saw it." As the words fell, a deafening boom thundered behind her. A white wave of snow surged forward like a tide, burying her beneath the snow in an instant. Everything before her went black. All she could hear was snow whispering down around her. The violent impact flung the ring away. Ignoring the searing pain in her body, Xingwan forced herself to move. "Sinian, where are you?" "Sinian." She could not die yet. She had finally brought me to see the sunrise gild the snow mountain. She could not lose me again. As she endured the piercing pain and searched for the ring, she suddenly heard rustling beside her. The snow covering her was slowly brushed away. A figure silhouetted against the light reached out a hand. "Xingwan, wake up. Do not fall asleep." Seeing that familiar figure before her, Xingwan's eyes suddenly brimmed with tears. "Sinian, you came for me." She carefully reached out her hand, feeling the warmth in her palm. A tear slid down from the corner of her eye. I knew it. I knew you were not dead. The man pulled her out of the snow in one swift motion. Who said I was dead? I just thought the snow mountain was beautiful, so I stayed here. As he spoke, he led Zhu Xingwan to a high overlook. Look, is it beautiful here? Zhu Xingwan looked where he pointed. Before her lay a vast world of white. The snowy peaks blended into the sky. So beautiful they took her breath away. Beautiful. From any angle. It would make a perfect photograph. After saying that, he pointed to a nearby guest house. I think it is beautiful too. That is why I opened a guest house here. What do you think? The guest house? Before she could think further, the man pulled her into the guest house. The guest house had a rustic, vintage timber design, letting guests experience nature up close. If you stay here, all you need to do is look out the window, and you can see the sunrise over the Meili snow mountains, the golden peaks, sunsets, and the Milky Way. One day, I will plant a cedar around the guest house and hang it with prayer scarves. Would you like that? Zhu Xingwan only stared fixedly at that face, a face identical to mine. All right, now that she saw him alive, it felt like a lifetime had passed. Everyone said Sinian was dead, only she had not given up. Then she came to Meili Snow Mountain. Thankfully, she had finally found him. When he finished speaking, he turned and smiled at her. So go back. At those words, Zhu Xingwan's expression changed abruptly. Everything had been so wonderful just moments ago. Why was he suddenly telling her to leave? No, I will not go back. It took me so much to find you. I want to stay here with you. The man shook his head, then turned to gaze at the snowy mountains. The reason I brought you here was to tell you that I am doing well now. I do not need you to stay with me. There are people waiting for you below. Do not stay here any longer. Go down the mountain and find them. Zhu Xingwan hurriedly said, There is no one. I came here specifically to find you. The man took a deep breath. You came specifically to find me. What about Gu Weizi? What will happen to him? I have already broken up with him. I was only with him because I mistook him for you. Now I have settled everything. I can stay here with you forever. Zhu Xingwan explained everything that had happened. But the more she told him, the worse his expression became. You should take responsibility for him. Zhu Xingwan's eyes flickered. I have broken up with him. Really? From now on, there is only you. As she spoke, she moved forward to embrace him. But the moment her hands touched his arms, he dodged away, shaking his head. His figure slowly faded into the distance. Go back. Do not come again. Zhu Xingwan tried to follow him, but something had clamped tightly around her legs. No matter what she did, she could not move forward. Sinian, come back. When that figure vanished, everything before her receded like a tide. Darkness fell over her eyes again. One. Wake up? The instant the figure disappeared, cold sweat soaked Zhu Xingwan's entire back. She abruptly opened her eyes. Sinian. The wind howled outside the window. Zhu Xingwan looked outside. She looked utterly desolate. Seeing that she was awake, Yu Duo stepped forward. Wan. You are awake. Zhu Xingwan had been unconscious for a week. Now, she had finally awakened. Wan. While you were unconscious, you kept calling Sinian's name. Have you still not gotten over him? Yu Duo thought of the past week. Zhu Xingwan had called Sinian's name every day. Fortunately, Gu Weizi was not here. Otherwise, he would have been devastated. At the mention of Sinian, a glimmer of light finally returned to Zhu Xingwan's vacant eyes. Where is Sinian? Where is he? Yu Duo had not expected that even awake, the person Zhu Xingwan cared about most was still Sinian. She could not help raising her voice. He is dead. His body was cremated to ashes. Zhu Xingwan remembered everything that had happened. Her eyes turned bloodshot. He is not dead. I saw him. He saved me. Everything after she was buried beneath the snow remained vivid in her mind. She would never forget that figure for as long as she lived. That was me. It was just that I seemed not to want her anymore. Zhu Xingwan closed her eyes. Bitterness surged through her heart like crashing waves. Yu Duo scoffed. You wish. How could that petty man possibly have saved you? The mountain staff and Gu Weizi saved you. No one knew what Zhu Xingwan had been thinking. She had actually gone into the mountains during an avalanche. Not even the staff could stop her. In the end, it took them 3 days to dig her out of the snow. At the time, Zhu Xingwan was barely alive. Her whole body had gone rigid. If Gu Weizi had not warmed her with his own body heat, she would be lying in a little box by now. Hearing Yu Duo's words, Zhu Xingwan turned back stiffly. He is not petty. I was the one at fault. I should have defended him when you were making jokes about him. On her way alone to the snow mountain, she had gone through Fu Sinian's phone again and again. I had written so many things to her in my phone notes. It turned out, I had always loved her. But because she never spoke up for me, I had felt there was no point in continuing. I wanted her unconditional support. I also hoped she would always stand behind me. But she had never done that. Even then, on the road back to Yuncheng from the snow mountain, when they discussed why they had broken up, Gu Weizi had said, "You're friends. If they ever speak badly of me, you have to defend me." Only then did she realize how cruelly she had treated Fu Sinian all those years. Yes, he was not petty. Then what about Gu Weizi? He is in the hospital now because he saved you. What kind of man is he? It has been 2 years, and you actually want to break up with him. Thinking of Gu Weizi lying in a hospital bed, Yu De Duo felt it was so unfair to him. He had loved someone for years, yet Zhu Xingwan now wanted to leave him for a dead man. Zhu Xingwan's fingers trembled. I do not love him. I do not want to hold him back anymore. She had tried for 2 years. She did not want to keep lying to herself. But everything Weizi has done for you over these years, we have all seen it. If you lose him, you may never find a man this good again. Zhu Xingwan shook her head. Gu Weizi truly is a good man, but love cannot be forced. Forcing ourselves to stay together would only make us both miserable. Yu De Duo sighed. She said nothing more. She felt sorry for Gu Weizi, but she could not make Zhu Xingwan's decisions for her. Their conversation ended. The doctor waiting nearby hurried over to examine Zhu Xingwan. Apart from her frostbite needing treatment, everything else was normal. Frostbite. Only then did Zhu Xingwan notice that her body was wrapped in bandages, with faint bloodstains seeping through them. Yu De Duo looked away and said softly, "You were trapped under the snow for 3 days and nights. You suffered frostbite in many places. You are still recovering. The doctor says your priority is getting proper rest, or you could suffer lasting complications." When Zhu Xingwan was first rescued, she was barely alive. She even spent 2 days in the intensive care unit before they finally saved her. Trapped under the snow for 3 days and nights, she had only just been buried beneath the snow when I pulled her out. How could she have frostbite? Are you lying to me? Zhu Xingwan stared at Yu De Duo, her gaze dark and heavy. Yu De Duo's heart skipped a beat. Wan, we have been like sisters for years. How could I lie to you? The doctor's reports are all here. See for yourself if you do not believe me. Zhu Xingwan took the reports from Yu De Duo and read through them one by one. They stated that she had been trapped on the snow mountain for 3 days and nights, with nerve damage. Without proper recovery, she risked amputation. Looking at the report, she remembered once more what had happened after she was buried in the snow. My appearance had felt so real. Even now, whenever she closed her eyes, she could still feel the soft touch of their joined hands. He must not have wanted her to be with Gu Weizi, so he had left her in the snow again. As long as she settled things with Gu Weizi, he would surely return. With that thought, Zhu Xingwan slowly closed her eyes again. Yu De Duo was about to leave, when Zhu Xingwan suddenly opened her eyes. She frantically searched herself. Where is the ring I had on me? Did you see it? A ring? What ring? Yu De Duo stopped, confused. When they found Zhu Xingwan, she had nothing on her except a phone. There was nothing else. What ring could there have been? Just then, the hospital room door creaked open. Gu Weizi came in, seated in a wheelchair. Is this the ring you are looking for? As he spoke, he held out what was in his hand. Zhu Xingwan turned to look. In Gu Weizi's hand was a ring broken in two. Her gaze froze. She quickly took it from him. How did the ring end up like this? Before she lost consciousness, the ring had clearly been intact. How had it become like this now? Meeting Zhu Xingwan's puzzled gaze, Gu Weizi choked out. It was already like this when I found it. Gu Weizi had found the ring when he discovered Zhu Xingwan on the snow mountain. He had taken it from her hand. At the time, the broken ring was clenched inside her tightly balled fist. Seeing that she clutched it even while unconscious, he carefully put it away. Did this belong to your ex-boyfriend? Zhu Xingwan nodded. Yes. Seeing how much Zhu Xingwan treasured that ring, Gu Weizi's eyes instantly reddened. Zhu Xingwan did not notice. She simply stated her decision. I have already scheduled an abortion. As Zhu Xingwan finished speaking, the door slammed open. Someone pushed it open from outside again. You are not getting an abortion. Madam Lin hurried in. Wan, this is your child. How can you just decide you do not want it? Mrs. Lin. Gu Weizi looked at Madame Lin, his eyes red. This child is not meant to be. He cannot be your grandchild. Being born would only bring him suffering. Rather than bring a child into the world knowing his mother does not love him, he would rather the child were never born. How could he not be meant to be? You are the son-in-law I have chosen. Madame Lin gazed at him gently. Tell me, do you want to be my son-in-law? As long as you do, you are the Zhu family's son-in-law. I will help you raise the child. Hearing that, Zhu Xingwan's face darkened. Mom, where does that leave me? Where does that leave you? Then by doing this, where does that leave Weizi? He has been devoted to you for 2 years, and now you are carrying his child. Yet you still want to abort the baby and send him away. Our Zhu family cannot bear that kind of disgrace. Had Madame Lin not come today, she would have lost a grandchild. But, Mom, I never loved him from the beginning. I have tried to accept him these past 2 years, but I cannot do it. Zhu Xingwan gripped the ring in her hand tightly, her heart bleeding. The only person she had ever loved was me. She truly did not want to force herself anymore. Madame Lin took Gu Weizi's hand. It does not matter whether you love him. All that matters is that you marry him. The Zhu family needs an heir. Gu Weizi was injured saving her. His body has been damaged. He may never be able to have children again. The child in Zhu Xingwan's womb being able to survive may be fate's will. It may be his only descendant. Madame Lin could not let Gu Weizi abort the baby. Mom. Zhu Xingwan looked at her helplessly, not knowing what else to say. Madame Lin ignored her, casting her a glance, then said bluntly, once you have recovered, I will arrange your wedding. You have no right to refuse. With that, she took Gu Weizi's hand and led him out. After they left, the hospital room was once again left with only Zhu Xingwan and Yude Duo. Zhu Xingwan quietly watched the rain outside the window, her voice barely audible. Why does everyone insist that I be with Gu Weizi? Yudoduo's eyes flickered. Gu Weizi's body was fundamentally damaged on that snow mountain. He may not be able to have children again. As soon as she said that, Zhu Xingwan's pupils shrank. What did you say? Since she had already said it, Yude Duo no longer hid the truth. He suffered frostbite down there too. The child you carry may be his only remaining heir. After saying that, Yude Duo let out a long breath. She had thought this would make Zhu Xingwan agree to marry Gu Weizi. Instead, she said, even so, I will not marry him. Why? Yude Duo could not understand. Marrying Gu Weizi was clearly the best choice. Yet she wasn't willing. Zhu Xingwan gave a bitter smile. It is already unfair to him that I do not love him. To make it up to him by staying with someone I do not love would be even more unfair to him. She did not want to spend her future trapped in endless family conflict. At that thought, Zhu Xingwan suddenly asked, does Gu Weizi know about this? Yude Duo shook her head. Other than the doctor and me, and Madame Lin, no one knows. Having gotten her answer, Zhu Xingwan immediately called Gu Weizi. I can keep the baby, but I will not marry you. The moment Zhu Xingwan finished speaking, Gu Weizi's voice came through at once. Why? Your mother has already agreed. From the moment I first saw you, I wanted to marry you. Now that everyone agrees, why are you still unwilling? His voice trembled, enough to move anyone who heard it. But Zhu Xingwan's expression did not change. I am sorry. My heart belongs only to Sinian. My mother wants this child. If you are willing, I can give birth to it. If you are not, I can abort it. But I will never marry you. The other end fell silent for several seconds. Your ex-boyfriend is Fu Sinian. Zhu Xingwan tightened her grip on the phone. Yes. Fine. I agree. After Gu Weizi said that, he hung up. Seeing that he had agreed, Zhu Xingwan let out a long breath. As long as he agreed, everything would be easier. Elsewhere, after Gu Weizi hung up, tears spilled from his eyes. Mom. So Zhu Xingwan loves Fu Sinian. I do not want to keep entangling myself with her. I love the wrong person. Mom. The living cannot compete with the dead. I do not want to love her anymore. Should we still keep this baby? No wonder that day, Zhu Xingwan spent the whole night at my grave. No wonder, when we returned from Meili Snow Mountain, the atmosphere between us was so strange. It turned out it was all because they were exes. Only then did he realize that he had been a complete fool. Madame Song stroked her son's hair and said tenderly, you have devoted so much to her. You must make sure this child is born. Gu Weizi's expression shifted, but she is not pregnant. Her emotions have been unstable lately, and with her hormonal imbalance, she only thought she was pregnant. That was the doctor's assessment. Gu Weizi had initially planned to tell Zhu Xingwan, but his mother stopped him. Now that Madame Song said this, he was reluctant. Madame Song gently held her son in her arms. Weizi, there is no turning back now. Everyone has seen how good you have been to Zhu Xingwan these past years. Even if you leave her, the Zhu family must pay a price. Gu Weizi looked dejected. What else can I do? Madame Song said softly. Keep letting her think she is pregnant. Gu Weizi's eyes widened. But pregnancy is easy to fake. Her belly will gradually grow. How can we fake a child? Madame Song curled her lips. When you are with her, just find a chance to get her pregnant for real. As she spoke, she sighed. Since you cannot have her, we will make the Zhu family bleed for it. And this child will be your greatest weapon to control the Zhu family. No one knew better how deeply her son loved Zhu Xingwan than his mother did. For 2 years, he had stayed by Zhu Xingwan's side without leaving her. Yet he still could not reach her heart. Gu Weizi choked out, Mom. What if she finds out? Before, he did not know Zhu Xingwan's ex-boyfriend was me. That was why he thought he could replace me. After all, Zhu Xingwan and her sisters had said, her ex-boyfriend was not a very good man. But now, as my high school classmate, he knew exactly how good I was to his ex-girlfriend. He also knew how sweet our relationship had been. But now those two identities overlapped, and he felt like a complete fool. No matter how much he loved her, he knew he could not win against me. Madame Song gave a soft laugh. It does not matter if she finds out. You have suffered so much for Zhu Xingwan. Why should she get to end things whenever she wants? The days passed. The early summer air carried the scent of fresh grass. 2 months later, she returned to Meili Snow Mountain. After she repaired the ring that had broken in two, she could see me again. But aside from her, no one else could see me. Every morning upon waking and every night bed, the first thing did was say good morning and good night to me. Whenever she talked to Sinian, people would point and whisper, is she crazy? She is always talking to thin air. She is delusional. She thinks her ex-boyfriend is still alive. How could he possibly be alive? Her ex-boyfriend died on Meili Snow Mountain long ago. So, she could be with me in peace. She leased a guest house on Meili Snow Mountain. It stood exactly where I had once told her. It was a perfect scenic spot. From there, you could see the Meili Snow Mountain range, its golden peaks at sunrise and the sunset. You could also see the starry sky and the Milky Way. She even transplanted a huge cedar tree there. It was draped in ceremonial scarves. Zhu Xingwan remembered that swings were my favorite, so she installed several swings by the cedar and around the guest house. Just as she finished decorating the guest house, Madame Lin rushed over. Wan, you are the heiress of the Zhu group. What are you doing hiding away here? Zhu Xingwan looked at my figure beside her and replied calmly, Mom, I have told you so many times. Sinian wants to run a guest house here. I have to stay with him. Following Zhu Xingwan's gaze, Madame Lin saw nothing she never expected. Her daughter, once so formidable in business, to become like this over a man. How many times have I told you? Fu Sinian is dead. How long will you keep refusing to face reality? But as if she had not heard her, Zhu Xingwan said, Mom, he is not dead. He has always been by my side. As she spoke, Zhu Xingwan squeezed the hand of the man beside her. Her eyes were full of tenderness. But to Madame Lin, the scene looked like she was interacting with thin air. Madame Lin watched the scene and called out, Wan. Her heart aching, she asked, Not want your company, your child, or your family anymore. Mom, please go home. I want to stay here with Sinian. Zhu Xingwan turned to Madame Lin. Her voice was calm. After being torn apart by life and death, she had let go of everything else. All she wanted now was to run this guest house well with me. You and Dad can manage the company. You already have a grandson. When you grow old, your grandson will be grown too. Is that not wonderful? Madame Lin had come here many times. Every time, Zhu Xingwan left her shaking with anger. Yes, your father and I can manage the company. And we have a grandson. But you are my daughter. As your mother, it breaks my heart to see you like this. Do you not understand that? She carried Zhu Xingwan for 10 months. To hear people call her own daughter mentally ill was truly unbearable for her. I know, but I cannot abandon Sinian. After Zhu Xingwan said that, the two parted on bad terms once again. As Zhu Xingwan pushed me on the swing in the courtyard, Yu Duduo arrived, furious. Wan, I am absolutely furious. I got drunk at a bar last night, and some guy tried to pull a honey trap scam on me. We were both so drunk. How could I possibly have slept with him? Zhu Xingwan stopped pushing the swing. Her pupils trembled slightly. You cannot sleep with someone when you are drunk. Duo dropped onto the sofa. Of course not. In all my years of experience, a person who is dead drunk cannot have a physical response at all. Zhu Xingwan carefully recalled. That night with Gu Weizi 2 years ago. That night, Gu Weizi and she had also been completely drunk. When she woke, she remembered nothing from the night before. Did that mean she had not betrayed me after all? Had Gu Weizi lied to her about everything? Damn it, he thinks he can fool me. Does he think I am that easy to fool? Duo kept ranting, but Zhu Xingwan went straight to the window and made a call. Hello. This is Zhu Xingwan. Please send me the best neurologist available. Duo asked in confusion. What are you doing? Zhu Xingwan put down her phone. Looking at me beside her, she said, I want to confirm something with the doctor. Ever since she learned she had spent that night with Gu Weizi, she had suffered terribly for years. Now that she knew that night might have been a lie, she naturally wanted the truth. The doctor arrived quickly. Zhu Xingwan told him every detail of that day. The doctor asked, have you ever blacked out from drinking before? Zhu Xingwan shook her head. Never. Duo knew that well too, unless she had fallen asleep. If her eyes were open, she would remember everything clearly the next day. Hearing that, the doctor said, if both people were completely drunk, they would barely have the ability to act. If you woke up without any unusual symptoms, then there is an 80% chance it never happened. But to be certain, you can go to the hospital for an examination. At this, Zhu Xingwan did not refuse. Before leaving for the hospital, she walked to the swing set and said, Sinian, I am going to the hospital. I will be back soon. After waiting a few seconds, she murmured in acknowledgement. I know. I also wanted to tell you that I never betrayed you. To the neurologist. The scene seemed absurd. Was she like this before? Duo shook her head. No. This started after Fu Sinian died. She has always said Fu Sinian followed her back to Yuncheng from Meili Snow Mountain. But aside from her, no one has ever seen him. Not even Gu Weizi, who returned to Yuncheng with her. When asked about it later, had ever seen him, then she may have developed a severe psychological disorder. As they spoke, Zhu Xingwan walked over. I have explained everything to Sinian. Let's go. Soon, they arrived at the obstetrics and gynecology department. After a series of tests, the doctor handed her a report. According to the results, you were never pregnant. In other words, if she had slept with Gu Weizi, she would certainly remember after sobering up. As they left the hospital with the results, Zhu Xingwan's face was dark with fury. A man had actually deceived her. When Duo saw the results, she was completely stunned. Gu Weizi had actually done something like this. In her mind, Gu Weizi had always loved Zhu Xingwan deeply. She knew Zhu Xingwan loved me in her heart, and she often stood up for me. Wan, after all these years, how much has Weizi suffered for you? Yet you are still thinking about Fu Sinian. I truly feel sorry for him. But unexpectedly, she had been the fool all along. Once she had the answer she wanted, Zhu Xingwan made sure Madame Lin was home. Then, call Gu Weizi. Weizi, come to the zoo residence. I need to talk to you. After hanging up, Zhu Xingwan said goodbye to Duo and returned to the zoo residence. The zoo family estate stood in the heart of Yuncheng, elegant and imposing. When Zhu Xingwan drove home, Gu Weizi had already arrived. Madame Song had come with him. At that moment, the two were having afternoon tea with Madame Lin in the living room. The fragrance of assorted cakes and coffee lingered around them, making every breath feel cloyingly sweet. Seeing Zhu Xingwan arrive, Gu Weizi immediately came to greet her. Wan, you are back. What did you want to tell me? Zhu Xingwan brushed away Gu Weizi's hand and tossed the report onto the coffee table. Gu Weizi, we never slept together. So, how could I have been pregnant? The moment she finished speaking, the living room stirred like a still pond disturbed by ripples. Gu Weizi had not expected Zhu Xingwan to say that. He suddenly turned to Madame Song. Mom. Madame Lin looked at Zhu Xingwan in surprise. Wan, what do you mean by that? Zhu Xingwan pointed to the report on the coffee table. I have the truth of everything right here. Why not take it and see for yourself? Confused, Madame Lin picked up the reports from the table and examined them one by one. If you were not pregnant, why did he tell you that you were? Zhu Xingwan gave a cold scoff. Why? You will have to ask him. Ask him what he was trying to do. Over the past 2 years, Zhu Xingwan believed she had never wronged Gu Weizi. Yet he had deceived her at every turn. Gu Weizi, tell us, whose child was supposedly in my belly. Gu Weizi pressed his lips together. Tears welled in his eyes. Mom. Madame Song pulled her son behind her. Her eyes simmered with anger. Just because of this piece of paper, you claim my son deceived you? Zhu Xingwan, have you no conscience? He knows whether he deceived me. These reports came from hospital tests. If you think they are fake, you can verify them yourself. Thinking back to that day 2 years ago, Zhu Xingwan's heart bled. When she woke up, she opened her eyes in bed and found herself lying beside a man she did not love. That despair, even now, the thought of it still made her heart ache. Zhu Xingwan, everyone has seen all Weizi has done for you these past 2 years. By saying this, you think he deceived you? Madame Song asked, staring straight into Zhu Xingwan's eyes. I have not slept with anyone these past 2 years. So I was never pregnant. I trusted you. So I never got myself checked. For the past 2 years, except for her heart, Zhu Xingwan had done for Gu Weizi everything a woman could do for the man by her side. Whenever Gu Weizi wanted money, she gave it to him. Wherever Gu Weizi wanted to go, she immediately bought tickets to take him there. Gu Weizi's clothes, shoes, and watches, even his daily meals and monthly household necessities, were all personally bought by her. If Yu Duo had not come to see her today, she would never have known he had been deceiving her all along. Everyone said Gu Weizi loved her to the core, that she did not deserve him. But who knew what she had endured? Madame Lin had been young once herself. By now, she roughly understood the truth. Weizi, tell Annie quickly. What exactly happened? Madame Song was about to say more, but Gu Weizi stopped her. Annie, I am sorry. I did deceive Wan for 2 years. There was never a child in her belly. I only did it because I love Wan too much. Seeing Gu Weizi admit it, Madame Song was furious at her son's foolishness. Doing this, you will get nothing. It is not worth it. But Gu Weizi shook his head. Mom, she already knows the truth. I do not want to keep pretending. Rather than keep dragging this out, it is better to admit it. For 2 years, he had given Zhu Xingwan his whole heart. Even a block of ice should have melted by then. He was exhausted. He truly did not want to carry on like this. Besides, one lie takes 100 more to cover it up. He was truly so tired. Zhu Xingwan had not expected Gu Weizi to confess so readily. She immediately breathed a sigh of relief. I will have Secretary Wu discuss the breakup settlement with you. The Gu family did not lack money, but Gu Weizi had been by her side for 2 years. The proper arrangements still had to be made. Gu Weizi gave a quiet laugh and looked at Zhu Xingwan. No wonder Sinian left you. Zhu Xingwan, I thank you for never loving me all these years. With that, he took Madame Song's hand and walked out. After 2 years, any ordinary woman would not be so cold toward him during a breakup, but Zhu Xingwan had told him so casually. Secretary Wu will discuss the breakup settlement with you. Once they got in the car, Madame Song's expression was grim. Weizi, you should not have admitted it. Gu Weizi dug his nails into his palm and looked at Madame Song helplessly. Mom, what did you want me to do? Keep dragging things out with her? But the truth cannot stay hidden forever. If she investigates further, she will find out she was never pregnant. If Madame Song had not insisted last time, he would have revealed the truth long ago. Better a quick pain than prolonged suffering. Perhaps this is for the best. Meili Snow Mountain. Inside the guest house, Zhu Xingwan sat quietly beneath a cedar tree, gazing at the snow-covered peaks outside. Sinian, I have already confronted Gu Weizi. I was not carrying his child. You believe me now, do you not? In her eyes, I sat close beside her in a pure white padded coat. I believe you, but I still will not agree to get back together. Zhu Xingwan looked stunned. Why? Sinian, I still love you, and you still love me. Why can we not get back together? I looked into the distance. I only wanted you to stand firmly by my side when you were caught between me and your friends, but you could not do that. At those words, Zhu Xingwan recalled when we returned to Yuncheng, what I had said to Gu Weizi. Her expression changed abruptly. Sinian, I was not refusing to take your side. I thought it was just a joke between friends. I have changed now. From now on, whatever you say goes. I will always put you first. Hearing that, I, sitting across from her, turned to face her. Really? Zhu Xingwan nodded again and again. I swear it. If even one word I said is a lie, may heaven strike me with 5 bolts of lightning. Before she could finish, I quickly covered her mouth. Do not say that. I believe you. Zhu Xingwan immediately threw her arms around me, thrilled. Really? You forgive me? Yes. My voice was soft. but to her ears it sounded like heavenly music. That is wonderful. Sinian, I am so happy. For 3 years, she had thought of me and longed for me. At last, she had me back. The person in her arms was the man she had loved for so many years. For a while, Xingwan said so much to him. She spoke of how much she had missed me all these years, and of the future she imagined for them together. As she spoke, several tourists in hiking jackets appeared in the distance. Led by a guide, they slowly made their way over. When they reached the guest house, one of them saw it was getting late and suggested staying there for the night. The guide gave her a strange look. The owner of this guest house is not quite right in the head. Are you sure you want to stay here? Sensing some juicy gossip, the group was instantly curious. What happened? Tell us. They glanced at Xingwan and noticed her eyes, brimming with such deep affection they seemed to draw people in. The guide sighed. That woman? She has developed a delusion. She is always talking to her lover as if he is standing in thin air. After hearing the guide, they finally noticed Xingwan sitting beneath the tree, her lips moving as she spoke to empty air. As they sighed over it, Madame Lin entered with a group of people. Please, take my daughter away. As Madame Lin finished speaking, she gave a wave of her slender hand. The group immediately seized Xingwan and carried her outside. Faced with this sudden scene, Xingwan was caught completely off guard. Mom, where are you taking me? She had not expected Madame Lin to give no warning at all. Before having her dragged away, Madame Lin thought of the call she received from the hospital today. Her heart ached unbearably. The treatment center. Her daughter was no longer herself. As her mother, she had a responsibility. But more than anything, she was heartbroken for her. 3 years ago, when Xingwan had just gone through the breakup, she drank herself into oblivion, drifting through each day in a haze. 3 years later, her mental health had deteriorated too. She spent all day talking to thin air. At first, Madame Lin thought she would get better in a few days. But today, the hospital unexpectedly contacted her, saying her daughter had mental health issues and needed psychological counseling. Otherwise, it would affect her future work and life. The more she thought about it, the more devastated she became. Her daughter's body was already failing her, and now her mind was unwell too. What was she supposed to do now? Mom, I am perfectly fine. Why are you taking me to a treatment center? Madame Lin walked over to Xingwan, then sighed. Sweetheart, I do not want to send you to a treatment center either, but you have to go now. With that, she had them take Xingwan straight to the car. She watched Xingwan's retreating figure, watching her slightly limping right leg. It felt as if her heart had split open, letting icy wind seep through every crack. Just before getting into the car, Xingwan turned to look behind her. Sinian, do not be afraid. I will be right back. As she said this, her eyes overflowed with tender love. It made one tourist, a woman in her 30s, look at her with stars in her eyes. She must love her partner very much. The guide beside her nodded. Yes. Sadly, they broke up 3 years ago. When they met again, one was alive and the other was dead. After Madame Lin left with Xingwan, the woman hurriedly pressed the guide for answers. What exactly happened between them? A guide's job was to lead people up the mountain and to make them fall in love with this place. So he began telling them the story of Xingwan and Fu Sinian. Meanwhile, after Xingwan was sent to the treatment center, she was confined in a small room. In the dark space, all kinds of equipment had been set up, continuously giving her a full examination. Everyone had said something was wrong with her lately, but she knew without a doubt that the Fu Sinian before her was real. His soft skin, his real emotions, even the warmth of his breath when he spoke, all felt so real. She truly did not know if even this was false. What in this world could possibly be real? After the comprehensive examination, she saw Madame Lin again. Mom, you can let me leave now, right? Madame Lin shook her head. Wan, stay here and focus on your treatment. When you are better, I will come take you home. With that, Madame Lin walked out. Xingwan kept calling out inside the room, Mom, please let me go home. Sinian is still waiting for me at home. I finally forgave him. If he does not go home, I will be angry. He has upset me so many times already. He does not want to make me angry again. During those 3 years apart, Xingwan had suffered enough from the pain of separation. Now that they had finally reunited, she did not want to be apart from him again. She repeatedly called Madame Lin on her phone, hoping her mother would let her leave. But the calls would not go through. As the sky gradually darkened, Xingwan became more and more anxious. Just then, A young man in a white coat walked in. Miss Su, I am your attending physician, Pei Hanchuan. Pei Hanchuan held out his pale right hand to Zhu Xingwan, but she looked at him with red-rimmed eyes. She did not take his hand. I want to go home. Pei Hanchuan withdrew his hand. You cannot go home yet. Only by cooperating with treatment can you leave sooner. I am not sick, Zhu Xingwan said. Unlike the doctors before him, Pei Hanchuan did not tell her she was sick. He simply pulled over a chair and sat across from her, then took out a notebook and said, I know you are not sick, but you need to answer a few questions from me. His gaze was sincere, and Zhu Xingwan's eyes trembled. Do you really believe me? Pei Hanchuan nodded. Yes, I have learned a great deal about Sinian, but many questions remain, so I choose to believe you. Hearing that, Zhu Xingwan finally calmed down. Go ahead and ask. Pei Hanchuan composed himself. Before you were trapped on the snow mountain, when was the last time you saw Sinian? Zhu Xingwan answered, the day I returned to Yuncheng, after I drove to the funeral home. He disappeared. Before we reached the funeral home, he was still in the car. Pei Hanchuan wrote that down, then continued asking, how did Sinian treat you? When Zhu Xingwan thought of me, her expression softened considerably. He used to be cold toward me, but he has only recently become kinder. Pei Hanchuan carefully asked more than a dozen questions before stopping. I will take you home. Zhu Xingwan was stunned. Did you not say I had to stay here until I was cured before I could leave? A smile curled Pei Hanchuan's lips. The one you saw looked like Sinian, but he was not truly Sinian. You cannot be cured here. Zhu Xingwan did not understand what he meant, but she knew she could go home. That was all that mattered. Meili Snow Mountain. At the guest house, Zhu Xingwan saw Sinian waiting beneath a cedar tree from far away. I am back. What she did not notice was that Pei Hanchuan behind her had been staring intently in the same direction. Hello. May I speak with you? Zhu Xingwan stared at Pei Hanchuan in shock. Other than her, he was the first person who could see me. She knew then that I was not a figment of her imagination. Just as she was about to speak, I nodded to Pei Hanchuan. All right. After saying that, I led Pei Hanchuan inside. Sir, you have lingered in the mortal world long enough. It is time to leave. Zhu Xingwan loves Sinian, not you. Pei Hanchuan stared hard into my eyes and said. I shook my head. As long as Wan believes I am Sinian, then I am. What she wants now is for me to stay. Pei Hanchuan glanced at Zhu Xingwan outside. Fine. I will make her face reality. He had known it all along. I was the mountain ghost Zhu Xingwan had encountered on the snow mountain. Back on the snow mountain, the mountain ghost had come because of Zhu Xingwan's feelings for me. He took my form and saved her. Otherwise, with her mortal body, Zhu Xingwan could never have survived beneath the avalanche for 3 days. But I could not bear to leave her. Mountain ghosts are devoted lovers by nature. He was moved by Zhu Xingwan's unwavering love, which was why he could not bear to go. But if you remain here, she cannot live a normal life. Will you not leave? At that moment, the mountain ghost hesitated. If I leave, can she return to a normal life? She can. Pei Hanchuan promised. Only then did the mountain ghost nod in agreement. After leaving the room, Pei Hanchuan said to Zhu Xingwan, he is not Sinian. I can take you to see the real him. With that, without giving Zhu Xingwan time to react, he reached out and pressed a finger to the center of her brow. In an instant, countless images flooded her mind. From my death to the king of hell granting me permission, and then to my meeting myself. Zhu Xingwan watched the scenes unfold, sobbing uncontrollably. So, it truly was not him. Once everything fell into place, Zhu Xingwan understood it all. At that moment, the illusion around the mountain ghost slowly changed, and his body gradually began to fade away. Zhu Xingwan watched with red-rimmed eyes. Before he vanished, he whispered, thank you. Live well. Before the mountain ghost disappeared, those were his final words to Zhu Xingwan. When everything was finally settled, Pei Hanchuan said, leave this place. It is time for you to go home. Looking at the empty guest house, Zhu Xingwan asked, they will both be all right, will they not? Pei Hanchuan looked at the snow mountain overhead and softly replied, yes. Whether it is the mountain ghost or Sinian, we will all have our own wonderful lives. Many years later, Zhu Xingwan had grown old. She had lived alone her entire life. As her final days drew near, she returned to Meili Snow Mountain. She sat beneath the cedar tree before the guest house, quietly gazing at the snow mountain ahead. Her eyelids grew heavier and heavier. The moment her eyes closed, She seemed to see me smiling as I held out my hand to her. Wan, I have come to take you home.